Yes, the new iPhone SE is priced starting above 40,000 rupees in India, and yes, it looks pretty much exactly like the old iPhone 6. At this price level, there are plenty of interesting Android options around with big screens, multiple cameras, flagship level processors, and the latest software. So where exactly does the new SE 2022 fit in? We're about to find out in our full review, but for now it's time to get our first impressions when we take it out of its box for the first time. Do stay tuned to the end of this video where we also have another surprise for you. So here's the box that the new iPhone SE 2022 comes in. As you can see, it's pretty slim, and that's because Apple doesn't include a charger or a headset in the box with its phones anymore. There really isn't much to see, just a picture of the device on the front. So let's start opening it. There's also no plastic wrap, just these strips that you peel off. So now we just lift the lid off and get our first look at the new iPhone SE 2022. Now this is the color that Apple calls Starlight, and it replaces the white and silver options that we've had on iPhones before. It's the same tone that you'll see on the iPhone 13 series. This phone is available in Starlight, Midnight, and Product Red. Now this is not quite white, it's a slightly warmer tint. So we'll take off the protective plastic. So as you can see, this is a pretty old school design. It looks basically identical to the previous iPhone SE model, and that itself was based on the iPhone 8, which carried forward the template first started by the iPhone 6 way back in 2014. The screen is only about that much, which we'll see when we turn this on. There's a home button at the bottom, which is not a physical button but is a touch surface and has an integrated fingerprint reader. You have the lightning port and speaker grill at the bottom, the power button and nano SIM tray on the right, volume buttons and mute switch on the left, and the single camera with a flash on the rear. While we wait for that to come on, let's look at the rest of the box contents. As you can see, there really isn't much. This is a Lightning to USB Type-C cable. And this little pouch contains the SIM eject tool, some very basic paperwork, and an Apple sticker. So the new iPhone SE definitely stands out in the market compared to all the other Android-based phones that have full-sized screens covering the entire front surface. This screen measures 4.7 inches diagonally and has a resolution of 750 by 1334 pixels. That isn't too sharp, but Apple promises a wide color gamut and 625 nits of maximum brightness. It also supports Apple's True Tone feature, which adjusts color temperature based on ambient lighting. This is also relatively small compared to most phones today. It's just 7.3mm thick and weighs only 144 grams. That should make it quite easy to use with one hand. It's available with either 64GB, 128GB or 256GB of storage and is priced starting at 43,900 rupees in India. The main attraction is Apple's A15 Bionic SoC, which is the same chip that powers all the iPhone 13 models. Apple doesn't talk about battery capacity but promises up to 15 hours of video playback and says that this phone can charge up to 50% in 30 minutes with a 20-watt adapter, which you'll have to buy yourself. It also supports wireless charging, which is not commonly found in this segment. The single rear camera has a 12-megapixel resolution and f1.8 aperture. You can use portrait mode even though there's only one camera, and Apple's photographic styles feature, which was introduced with the iPhone 13 series, is also supported. Video recording goes up to 4K at 60 FPS. The front camera has a 7-megapixel resolution and f2.2 aperture. Unfortunately, there's no face recognition like there is with the higher-priced iPhones. This phone supports 5G, though that isn't available in India yet. So here's a comparison of the new iPhone SE 2022 with the iPhone SE 2020 and the original iPhone SE, which was released in 2016. As you can see, these two models are basically identical. So here's the surprise we spoke about, the brand new Alpine green version of the iPhone 13 Pro. Now it's basically identical to the iPhone 13 Pro which launched last year, it's just a different color. But we have one with us and so we can show it to you. This is the box, and as we saw before, it is slim because there's no charger or headset inside. There really isn't much to say about this phone. It's exactly the same as the existing iPhone 13 Pro, which was launched last year. However, here it is in the new Alpine green color. It has exactly the same specifications as the iPhone 13 Pros announced last year, with the same 3 rear cameras and A15 Bionic SoC. So here you can see it next to a gold iPhone 13, which is far more neutral. You can see the shiny stainless steel frame of the iPhone 13 Pro, which complements the color of whichever option you choose. So that was our unboxing and first look at both the new iPhone SE 2022 and the Alpine green version of the iPhone 13 Pro. Do stay tuned to Gadgets 360 for the full review of the iPhone SE 2022 coming up very soon. Thanks for watching.